Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Devla Muhajir from Numerical Method 3 class. Today I'm going to presenting my final test answer. Okay, let's start. So before we start, we have to know first the method that we use to solve the problem in the question. So Mr. Dai taught us about die 5 and consist thinking. So long story short, intention, initial thinking, idealizations, and instruction set are the method to solve problem where intention refers to a purposeful or plan objective that someone aims to achieve. It involves a deliberate and conscious decision to act in a certain way. And Mr. Dai also taught us about intention, where we also need to put our Creator, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, in intention. And then the second part is initial thinking. Initial thinking is the first phase of the cognitive process when an individual starts to consider or contemplate an idea, problem, or situation. And then we move to the third step. It's idealizations, where idealization is the process of envisioning and conceptualizing something in a perfect or ideal form, often ignoring practical limitation or real-world imperfections. And then the last step is instruction set, where instruction set refers to a collection of a command or instructions that are followed to perform a specific task or achieve a particular outcome. So this is the framework that Mr. Dai taught us, but before we use the framework, we also need to apply conscious thinking. What is conscious thinking? Conscious thinking is a method refers to a deliberate and intentional process of thinking where an individual actively engage in thought processes, decision making, and problem solving with full awareness. We also need to remember that everything we do is watched by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So we have to know that, and we have to aware that everything we do is being spectated by the God or the Creator, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So the intention of my presentation today is this is the process of completing the assignment. I applied two fundamental concepts to help thinking and problem solving. I use CCIT, cara cerdas ingat Tuhan, and conscious thinking day 5, as I mentioned earlier. CCIT method uh, encourage us to always connect and remember to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala at doing something, including in solving scientific problems. Additionally, we also use day 5 conscious thinking method to ensure awareness in thinking and problem solving with a structural approach. Conscious thinking day 5 here has a systematic thinking flow that consists of intention, initial thinking, idealization, instruction set. Both concepts fully contribute to problem solving and scientific decision making. Both methods also strengthen spiritual values. So that's the intention of my presentation today. And then we look at the first question of the final test, where Mr. Dai asked us to do self-reflection. Yeah, so far over the fourth semester, I am pleased with my uh, progress, even though I have still so many shortcomings that I need to improve in the future. Uh, but I think this self-evaluation provides an opportunity to highlight my key accomplishment, as area of improvement, and the disadvantages that I have. So yeah, recently I also do the assignment that I always do the assignment and do this self-study at home, but compared to my other friends, I'm not really good enough. I'm still struggling to do self-study daily. I usually do self-study at Sunday night. Many of my friends have successfully do self-study every day and explaining many things, including topics outside numerical method. I still want to try to be like them because they are so good, and I want to be like them because I want to have a lot of insight. I also feel like I'm not really good enough explaining things. To overcome this advantage, I intend to learn more to have deep understanding of topics that I want to discuss. If I may put score on myself, I will give myself 80. I still have so many shortcomings, but I'm not going to let that be like that forever. I still have an intention to fix my weakness. So we move to the student version military application of Spring Mass System number one, where we have uh, question number one. The intention of the question is we have to model the suspension system for a well-colored satellite transportable terminal or STT trailer while it loaded with a satellite using three different shocks. The goal is to determine the optimal shocks for the suspension system to avoid oscillatory motion and ensure the structural integrity of the trailer. So we move to the second part, that is initial thinking. What we know, if we have mass 100, 1,800 kilogram, displacement 3 centimeter, spring constant to 220 Newton per meter, damping coefficient for air coaster is 100 Newton second per meter, spring constant is for the Cloud Rider is 59 Newton per meter, damping coefficient for Cloud Riders is 1015 Newton second per meter. Spring constant is for the extreme shocks is 170 Newton meter, and damping coefficient extreme shocks is 1110 Newton second per meter. What we must know, or what we must find is we have 3 points that we have to must find. First, critically damped value, solve spring mass value, and compare the shocks. And the realization of this question is the suspension system, by simplifying into a single shock model, this assumes the mass and force are evenly distributed, which allow us to apply the differential equation uninformally. This idealization helps in managing the complexity of the reward system while providing insight into the behavior of each shock. So this is the instruction set where first one we have to calculate critical damping. The second one we have to compare damping coefficient. The third step we have to solve the differential equation. The fourth step we have to plot the solution, and five we have to analyze and decide. So this is the calculation for the calculation for the critically damped value of the damping coefficient. We find, so you can see the result where the air coaster has a really big value, and then this is the general solution of the differential equation. It's determined by the roots of the characteristic equation. So we use Python to uh, visualize the answer. So this is the plot or the visualization of uh, shock that the damping of the shock. We can make an analysis here. You can see the air coaster shock system, you can see the cloud rider shock system, and you can see the extreme shock system. So the conclusion that we could take from the data that we have here is the air coaster given damping is significantly less than the critical damping, resulting in underdamping and oscillatory behavior. For the cloud riders, given damping is much higher than the critical damping, resulting in overdamping and slow response. And for the extreme shocks, given damping is close to critical damping, resulting in a dual damp system with a minimal oscillations and quick stabilization. So the conclusion is the extreme shocks appear to be the best option for the STT suspension system because their given damping coefficient is very close to the critical damp value, ensuring a balance between quick stabilization and minimal oscillations. This makes them ideal for protecting the satellite during loading and transport. So we look at question number two. So the intention is the goal is to determine the best shock absorber for the suspension system of the STTs, so to avoid damage to the satellite. This involves solving the differential equation for the non-homogeneous system with an external force, analyzing the displacement responses, and evaluating the performance of each shock. The initial thinking of this question is solve the non-homogeneous differential equation for each shock type given the external force Ft equal to 200 sin 40 40 equal to 200 sin 40 200 sin 40. Analyze and compare the maximum and minimum displacement for each shock system. Identify the best performing shocks based on the displacement responses. And for the recommended shocks, solve the homogeneous equation to identify the transient and steady state solution and discuss their impacts on satellite. So the idealization is we assume the shocks are ideal linear system and the external force is purely sinusoidal. Initial condition are x0 equal to 0x and dx per dt is equal to 0. The equation can be solved using methods for linear differential equations with sinusoidal forcing function. So yeah, we solve the differential equation for each shock system with the external force Ft equal to 140. For each shock type, the differential equation is as what you see in the screen. And then, yeah, we use Python to solve or to visualize. And then we can see the graphic for the displacement of the Swenson system for different shocks. From the picture that you see, we can, make a quick analyze that the Cloud Riders is the most stable shock for the displacement. And then for B, we calculate the maximum and minimum displacement for each shock. And then we see the maximum uh, point is reaching 0.04 and the minimum point reach uh, below zero. So yeah, from the maximum and minimum displacement, we evaluate the performance. So yeah, from what we know, uh, the best shock is the one that minimize the displacement, reducing the likelihood of bottoming out. So the best shock is extreme shock due to its near critical damping, providing both stability and quick response. And then this is the uh, coding for point D, where we identify the transient and steady state solution, and then we plot them. So next we will discuss about question number 3. So this is the what we should find. So the intention is to demonstrate to the budget committee that random shocks, despite their cost savings, are inadequate for the suspension system of STTs. We aim to show that undamped shocks will fail to provide the necessary protection to the satellite, especially under varying driving conditions. The initial thinking is uh, solve the initial value problem for the random system with the external force Ft equal to 200 sin for omega t. Ft equals to 200, where omega represents the where omega represents the frequency of the driving conditions. And then we analyze the displacement response of the system over time. We identify any critical points where the undamped system becomes invalid or inadequate. And then we create an interactive plot to illustrate how varying the frequency parameter affect the system's behavior and discuss potential damaging effects. The idealization is the system is undamped, beta equal to 0, and then the spring constant is 25K, and then the mass is 1,800 kilogram. The external force is Ft 200 sin for omega t, where the omega is rise, and then initial conditions are uh, x equal to 0 and the dt equal to 0. So this is the instruction set. Wait, okay. So we can see the differential equation, homogeneous equation, and then the characteristic equation. So yeah, the general solution consists of the homogeneous solution and the particular solution. The homogeneous equation is you can see 100, 1800, 1800 dx per dt plus 25x. And then for the particular solution, we assume that xpt equal to c sin 4 omega t. So we substitute into the differential equation. You can see here we substitute, and then we find the complete solution is xt, and then we apply initial condition x0 equal to 0 and dx dt 0 equal to 0. And the solution is simplified to 200 sin 4 omega t per 25 minus 20,000, 28,000 and 800, 28,000 and 800 omega square. And then this is the identify of critical frequency. So the solution becomes invalid when the denominator or characteristic approaches 0. So when uh, omega equals to 0.0295, it's uh, become invalid. This is the instruction set where we have to create an interactive plot to show the displacement over time for varying omega. This is the displacement of N-Dem suspension system for various frequencies. We can see the variety of the frequency. So yeah, this is like a conclusion of the number 3. So frequency significance, the frequency parameter omega relates to the roughness and speed of the vehicle. Higher frequencies represent rougher terrain or higher speed. Then the critical point at omega 0.0295. The system approaches resonance, leading to large, potentially destructive oscillation. And then the undamped shocks performance. Without damping, the system cannot dissipate energy, leading to larger oscillations. This increases the risk of bottoming out and damaging the satellite. So the undamped shocks, while cheap, undamped shocks fail to protect the satellite adequately due to significant oscillations and potential resonance under varying driving conditions. The recommendation is the budget committee should avoid undamped shocks and invest in appropriately damped shocks like the extreme shocks to ensure the safety and integrity of the satellite during transport. So we enter the question number 4. So the intention or the goal is to model the vertical motion of the STT trailer caused by the firing of the hairstyle defense, the FN M3P high powered machine gun by analyzing the data and estimating the damping coefficient. We aim to understand the trailer behavior and determine if the system will stabilize or if structural integrity will be compromised. The initial thinking is plot the displacement data of the trailer and describe its behavior. Use the data to estimate the damping coefficient by minimizing the SSE. Evaluate if the system is experiencing resonance or beats, and determine if the trailer structural integrity will be compromised if the system continues to operate without turning off. So yeah, the idealization is we have the data here where the mass is 4,000 kilogram, the spring constant is 5,000 Newton per meter, damping coefficients need to be estimated. External force is 300 cos Tn, and the initial condition is x0 equal to 0 and the xdt 0 equal to 0. And you can see the equation of motion here. We enter the point A. We have to plot the data of the given displacement data. So here we have the visualization of the displacement of the trail over time. Ah, So yeah, to estimate the damping coefficient, we need to minimize the SSE between the observed data and model's prediction. We solve the differential equation numerically and use an optimization method to find the best beta. And then point C, the resonance orbits hypothesis. To determine the system is experiencing resonance orbits, we analyze the model. Resonance occurs when the forcing frequency match the natural frequency of the system. So the forcing frequency is 1 rad per second. Since the forcing frequency is close to the natural frequency, it is reasonable to hypothesize that the system might be experiencing resonance. And point D, the displacement exceed uh, 0.5 meter limit, suggesting that without intervention, the structural integrity of the trailer will be compromised. It is crucial to use appropriately damped shocks to prevent damage. And then we enter the question number 5. The goal is to model the STT track-based suspension system as it traverses rugged terrain. So we have to establish the initial value problem. We solve the IVP using Laplace transform methods, verify the solution using Mathematica and plot result, and we have to evaluate the performance of the shock system and assess if the structural integrity of the struct will be maintained. So the initial thinking is define the mathematical model of the system with given parameters, solve the differential equation using the Laplace transform, verify and visualize the solution using Mathematica, and analyze the maximum and minimum displacement to determine if the shock system can handle the rugged terrain. This is the idealization. We have the equation for the motion. So we enter the instruction set. We can see the point 5a, where here we are, uh, yeah, we establish the initial value. The differential equation for the spring mass damper system is, you can see here, and we got the initial conditions too. And then the point B, we do a calculation where we find XS as you can see here. So for the C and D, we plot to visualize, and then yeah, we can take the conclusion that based on the analysis, the following recommendations are made for navigating STs through such terrain. So with a 3-second interval between impulses, the track structural integrity remains intact as long as the maximum displacement does not exceed 20 centimeters. However, decreasing the interval to 2 seconds significantly increases the risk of larger displacement, potentially compromising the structural integrity. To mitigate this risk, it is recommended to either reduce the speed or upgrade the truck's shock system to ensure the safety of the satellite and maintain the trailer integrity. And then the last question about the final test is describe my comment about Elon Musk's question to AI. So yeah, Musk has often discussed the possibility that our reality could be a simulation, a hypothesis suggesting that our world might be an artificial construct. His conversation with the AI touched on these themes, exploring how an advanced AI might grapple with concept of existence and reality beyond its programmed environment. Yeah, most questions touch on a deep philosophical and existential themes. The idea of simulated reality has been discussed by philosophers for centuries and gained renewed interest with advances in technology. Musk inquiry reflects uh, it is ongoing fascination and raised questions about the nature of consciousness and reality. So overall, the video is compelling blend of technology and philosophy and futurism, showcasing Elon Musk's unique ability to through thought, provoke thought and discussion on some of the most profound questions facing humanity. So yeah, I think he's a really smart person where he tried to think beyond the box about the existential problem. Can we or can the robot think beyond what it's been programmed? It's really, it's really fascinating where Elon can think such of things. So yeah, this is my question. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.